Stabilization program is designed not only for professional, but also for all amateur athletes, or every office employee trying to become more productive. Anyone wanting to stabilize his or her body or wanting to live injury-free, let me quickly get to the philosophy behind the athletic training of the SpVgg Unterhaching. We basically want to minimize injuries as well as the risk of injury of our players while making them more efficient at the same time. By trying to work on disbalances, lack of mobility, as well as lack of stability, we try to stabilize our players while bringing out the best out of their bodies at the same time. The exercises are important for core strengthening, stability during dynamic motions in rotation, as well as when landing. The core should be active after jumping. Landing on one foot while playing basketball or handball, or in football after performing a header. Additionally, we have learnt to perform strength exercises for all gluteal muscles, the hamstring muscles, the gluteus maximus, as well as the lateral glutes. These exercises are important not only for leg stability, but also for effective movements during sprint exercises. We've instructed exercises for the core and gluteal muscles, as well as exercises for the upper body muscles. These muscles are very important, especially for people working in an office, because they often put pressure only on one side of their body and neglect the core stability muscles. Everybody should perform the exercises for the leg axis, the squat and lunge, because the muscles of the leg axis are the largest muscle group in the human body, and they also keep your metabolism going. Athleticism is the cornerstone of every sport. You can't maximize your performance if you're not 100% fit. You have a chance to set yourself apart from competition by reaching your athletic potential, which is getting more and more important because the level of technical skill and tactics is so sophisticated. Athleticism in sport is more highly valued in other countries like the United States than in Germany. If we look at their weekly training routines, let me give you an example by looking at a youth or men's team which trains 2 to 3 teams a week. Dynamic warm-ups, ACA, also known as movement preps, can be integrated into every training session. It's a more effective warm-up because it lowers injury risks while improving the athletic performance at the same time. That's why you should choose 3 to 4 preps and incorporate them into the warm-up phase after the training session. You can choose between the 6 to 8 movement preps we have shown you in this film, and use 3 or 4 of these exercises which warm up the different muscle groups and prepare you for different movements and motions as well. There are 2 ways to incorporate athleticism and stability into football training. One way is to start right after the movement preps because the player is under pressure during the training routine and actively focuses on the center of his body. The stability exercises can also be performed after the training session. Here, each player additionally performs a basic program for 20 to 30 minutes. It's easy for coaches of other ball games to incorporate the exercises we have shown you into their training routine. The exercises are suited not only for football players, but for any other ball player as well, because stability in the center of your body reduces the risk of injury, while it also increases your performance in running, jumping and tackling. Every sport is a little different, of course. Therefore, a handball player should be trained focused on stability while working with his arms, whereas a football player should naturally be trained focused on stability while working with his feet. Let's look at basketball, for example. Basketball is a non-contact sport. There is no tackling like in football. But a basketball player has to move quickly as well too, while trying to avoid evasive core movements which slow him down and create a lack of mobility of the leg axis. Tennis players rotate their arms and are often positioned in a low stance. Therefore, exercises for strengthening the hip muscles are equally important for them in order to prevent possible disbalances. There's a high number of match days in Germany. Therefore, the longer the player is able to regenerate, the more efficient he is on a match day. Players who have a high level of physical fitness regenerate quicker than players who don't. They're able to train more efficiently for longer periods, and they're more concentrated and efficient during tactical and technical elements of the exercises. This is all made possible by a systematic athletic training that actively trains all parts of the body while working on possible evasive motions at the same time. Even at a young age, you can train like this, using stabilizing exercises in a playful manner. You can even incorporate athletic elements in training 8 to 10-year-olds. However, we make the kids use only their own body weight, and we try to provide them with playful elements of training. It makes sense to test the body to recognize deficits and possible disbalances. The SpVgg Unterhaching tests all professionals as well as youth players for mobility and stability with a functional movement screen to make them more efficient and to work on the limitations and deficits.